Here's my analysis of the Baylor versus number 25 Texas women's basketball game. Even though Texas may have won this game 68-55, I'm not sure it's enough for them to be in the top 25 justifiably. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe Baylor gets in too. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. Now, first of all, Texas had a 24-22 lead at half. Third quarter belonged to Texas, 28 points to 22. Fourth quarter, 16 points for Texas, 11 points for Baylor. Baylor did not shoot the ball that good in this game, 31%, 18 for 58. They were missing a lot of two-point shots. I mean, layups. We don't have any interest when layups are not going in, nor threes, to go for mid-range. You got to do something. And the passes on those layups, I mean, when we had Texas beat, we're not good enough. And we lose focus. 7 for 20 on threes. So we shot better from three than overall shooting. That's a problem. 12 for 18 on free throws. You got to make free throws count. 34 rebounds in the game, 14 of those offensive. 12 assists, not that great of a number. 9 steals, though, that's good. 1 block, but it's not as good as Texas, obviously. 20 turnovers in a game. That's way too many turnovers. And Texas didn't even do the full court pressure that I expected them to do. Because that's what Vic Schaefer does, is full court pressure. And 17 fouls. Only 9 points off the bench. Texas had 14. I will say Texas got to their spots and they hit some critical jump shots down the stretch, and Baylor was trying to get a run going. They shot 42.4%, 28 for 66 overall. 2 for 12 on threes, 16.7%. They're not a three-point shooting team. If you take away the three, they're not that dangerous of a team. But they just were getting off of those misses some second chance points that killed Baylor today. They killed them there. I mean, 10 for 16 on free throws for Texas, 62.5%. They definitely didn't improve that. 48 rebounds, 19 of those offensive. 15 assists, 8 steals, which is not as good as Baylor. 8 blocks, though. But I will say, they did have the size advantage. They did. 19 turnovers, 21 fouls, 14 points off the bench, like I said. Now, Jamie Osbury had a okay day, 13 points, but 4 for 12 shooting, 2 for 5 on threes, 3 for 4 on free throws, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals in the game, though. That's pretty good. And 1 turnover. Jaden Owens didn't show up scoring the ball. 0 for 5, no points. 0 for 2 on threes, 0 for 2 on free throws. You got to make your free throws count. 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 4 turnovers. That's way too much. 3 fouls. Sarah Andrews had 19 points on 5 for 16 shooting. Not that great. She was missing a lot of layups. 4 for 9 on threes, 5 for 6 on free throws, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers, 2 fouls. Daryl Page Buggs had 6 points on 3 for 7 shooting, 7 rebounds in the game, but 4 turnovers. 2 of those offensive. Kellen Bickle had 8 points in the game, but she didn't shoot that great. 2 for 10, including 0 for 1 on threes and 4 for 6 on free throws. 10 rebounds in the game, though. 2 assists, 2 steals, 4 fouls, 4 turnovers. That has to improve. Janet Van Geinbeek scored 5 points on 2 for 5 shooting, 1 for 2 on threes, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, 1 foul. Bell Fauntleroy played 22 minutes in the game, 4 points, 2 for 3 shooting, 0 for 1 on threes, 3 rebounds, 3 fouls, though. She needs to be more consistent. She needed to step up more than I think today to win, besides the overall shooting. Erica Porter played only 2 minutes, and she recorded 1 turnover, and that was on that we went too early for right before halftime, and then she turned the ball over, dribbled too much, and her foot was on the line, and then Texas got all the way down the other end and They missed a shot, but they got two free throws, and they made one of two. Asia Blackwell did try to play her, but 1 minute, two fouls, one turnover, which was the illegal screen. So it's just tough when one of your better players is still trying to get back to the flow of things. Let's try to get some momentum and try to finish this regular season strong. Whether it's a Big 12 title or not, it doesn't matter. We need to get her ready for the NCAA tournament, because I really do think the upside for this team would be a lot better if Asia Blackwell was better. Back to where she was prior or close to it. She's just rusty. And of course, it would help if that Kentucky women's basketball coach would have signed that waiver for Dre Edwards. But I'm not going to go on a rant on that, because to me, she's fake. That coach is. If you're empowering women and showing kindness to your players, you're failing at that. She's being a hypocrite. That's what she is. Anyways. And injuries along the way, and we're younger at the front court position. We got a lot of new faces this year, not just transfers, but freshmen. I don't know where Kendra Gillespie is at this point. Same thing goes for Kyla Abraham. Maybe Kyla Abraham was on the bench, but not in uniform. Kendra has not been on the bench recently. I don't know what in the world is going on with her at all. Now, Texas, the next 5 games are the following. They host number 15 Oklahoma. That's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a toss-up for that game. Luckily, Texas gets to host that game. Oklahoma State, they're 13-6. Remember, Oklahoma State beat Texas last time. So they very well could lose back-to-back games, potentially, or split. They go on the road to West Virginia. That's 13-5. On the road to Kansas. That's a dangerous team. They're 13-5. Texas Tech, who they just lost to prior to Baylor, they're 15-5, and they're on the outside looking in for the NCAA tournament. They need all the wins they could get to get there. And granted, I know it's way too early to talk about bracketology, but you know what I'm saying. They are in desperation mode for the wins. Speaking of which, Baylor's next game is against Texas Tech. Luckily, that you have the next 2 days off, and then you get ready for Texas Tech on the road. That's not going to be an easy game necessarily. Then you host Kansas. That's helpful. Then you play number 18 Iowa State on the road. Iowa State may not be as good as we thought this year, and due to their injury, and you get to host Oklahoma, who you beat on the road. So possibly you could get that game back. Sweep them if possible. Then you go on the road to Oklahoma State, which I might have gone too. No, I didn't go too far, because that's the next 5 games right there, and hopefully you get revenge on that game in that close battle. I just know one thing: we need to give Coach some time. I know it's a little down year, but remember, we lost 3 WNBA draft picks, 2 of them in the top 10. Melissa Smith and Queen Ebo. Let's not forget about that. And we had a bad hand all year long, practically, with injuries left and right, personal issues. I don't know. With Dre Edwards, I meant something's going on with Kendra Gillespie. We just need to give her time, because it takes more than one recruiting class to judge her, or 2. It takes 5 or 6. You got to build it up. Remember, Kim left this program in a bad position. Decimated the roster, first of all. We got a smaller roster last year. This year we do have bigger, and we anticipated that Dre Edwards would have played this year, but she's not. Asia Blackwell was doing really good at the beginning of the year until the injury, and ever since, she's just in a struggle bust. I'm going to try to get back to the flow of things. And right now, the current standings are the following in the Big 12. Oklahoma's 6-1. Texas 5-2. Iowa State's 5-2. Because of head-to-head against. I don't know if that's they played each other. Yeah, Texas actually beat them, so head-to-head goes to them. West Virginia's 4-3. We're 4-3. Kansas is 3-4. Tech's 3-4. Oklahoma State's 3-4. Kansas State's 2-5, and winless is TCU at 0-7. There's still a lot of games left to be played, and I expect Oklahoma to lose more games than 2. It's just that competitive a league this year. This year in the Big 12 is better than it has been in years. But I will say this: I don't think there's a Final Four team in the Big 12 here. I don't see it. I really, really don't. And maybe at best, a Sweet 16. I don't know about Elite 8. I'm just when I'm observing this, I'm just telling the truth. Anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe button. See you guys there. It's getting 500 subscribers. We're on the road to it. Let's go. And let's not hit the panic button, because there's a lot of season left here in the Big 12. That's not including the Big 12 tournament. So, it's alright. We'll be fine. We just got to be more consistent.